Welcome to History Here and Now. I'm your host, Francesca Persnickety. We are reporting live here in North Carolina. We're about to have a very special guest come into the studio. Here comes Ella Baker. Hello, Ella. Welcome to the studio. Please sit down.
I just love this chair. It's just so comfy.
We have a couple of questions to ask you today. Gotta get out the reading class. All right, here we go. Would you mind sharing a bit of your childhood with us?
Well, of course. I was born December 13th, 1903 in Norfolk, Virginia. I graduated from Shaw University in Raleigh, North Carolina. I was valedictorian of my class. My grandmother was a very big influence in my life. You see, she used to tell me stories of her childhood because she was a former slave.
Oh, that's very interesting. Would you mind telling us one of those stories?
Certainly! When my grandmother was a young girl, she was with the terrible thing for refusing to marry a man that her slave owner chose for her.
Oh my gosh, that is so awful. How did this story make you feel?
When I heard this story, I felt the pain she went through, and then I compared it to the world today.
Oh, what do you mean by that, comparing it to the world today?
Of course, slavery is over. Yes. But the disrespect of black people is definitely not.
Oh. On the topic of disrespect, I heard you're starting organizations for blacks.
Yeah?
Can you tell me a little about that?
Sure. After I graduated, I moved straight to New York City and began joining organizations. In the 1930s, I joined the YNCL, which developed the Black economic power through collective planning. I worked as the field secretary at the NAACP in the 1940s, and I was then the director from 1943 to 1946. I co-founded the Organization of Friendship to fight against the Jim Crow laws, those terrible laws. In 1957, I moved to Atlanta to help Martin Luther King Jr. His organization called the SCLC, which is called the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. I also ran a voter registration campaign called the Crusade for Citizenship.
Holy smokes, that was like the most amount of organizations possible. Like that's a bunch of accomplishments there, young lady. Own little organization too, right?
Yes, I am. It is called the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, or SNCC for short.
Oh wow, that is amazing. And what a great name. What does this consist of?
Well, since the Greensboro sit-ins were happening, I decided to lead the SCLC and help the young students since they are our future and a great asset to our movement. I ordered my first meeting at Shaw University, where I graduated, for the students of the city. That meeting was the true beginning of the SNCC. Since Gandhi was an influence of the sit-ins, as in nonviolence, we joined activists from the core to create the Freedom Ride.
Wow, that is so amazing, right? Like, I mean, that organization just sounds so incredible. I heard it does a lot of other things too, right?
Yeah. Well, during the progression of the group, we ended up helping the creation of Freedom Summer, which put attention on Mississippi's racism and the registration of black voters.
Wow, I've heard about Freedom Summers a lot before. That is so incredible. The effort you put into these groups is amazing. It is great that that you are teaching some of our young people how to stand up for themselves. You are truly helping the next generation.
Well, thank you. I try to do all I can to help everyone, especially the young people. That is where I got the nickname Fundi, which is a Swahili word that means a person teaching a craft to the next generation.
That is such a suitable nickname for you. What do you plan on doing to further these projects, and what will you do next?
I plan on continuing fighting for social justice and equality, and maybe even speaking to different organizations whenever I can.
What a great idea! Thank you, Ella, for this wonderful information on your groups and projects. All of us here at History Here and Now Studio are wishing you the best of luck in continuing these projects.
Well, thank you. And as I always say, give people life and they will find a way.
Well, Ella, thanks again. Ella Baker is a marvelous rights activist who works behind the scenes to start organizations and perform public works. She's an extremely important figure to the Black communities and may possibly just be as important as Martin Luther King. Thank you from History Here and Now.
And good morning on this beautiful May 14th. This is Melanie Martinez reporting to you live. We are waiting here for the Greyhound bus in Anniston, Alabama. Gathered around me are some 200 protesters. No more Freedom Riders! No more Freedom Riders! No more These so-called Freedom Riders completely disregard local laws and appallingly sit wherever they want on buses. What an absolute abomination! And just look at how angry they are. No more Freedom Riders! No more Freedom Riders! The bus is pulling up. Here. Oh, look at that! The tires pop! No more Freedom Riders! The tires! Oh no! A bomb! A bomb! The violence! The violence! The blood! Oh no! What are we going to do? I don't know if they'll survive this one, folks! America, this is Melanie Martinez here, interviewing John Lewis, one of the Black original 13 Freedom Riders. Hello, John.
Why, hello, Melanie.
So, John, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
What is your intended goal with the Freedom Rides?
My goal is to desegregate buses. This is an evil thing that people are treated differently based on their race, you know? That is why I sit in the front of the buses, the white people section, you know? And that is why the white Freedom Riders sit in the back. The buses, the black people section. We will be segregated no more.
And when did this begin?
Well, the first Freedom Ride was May 14th, 1961. We left Washington, D.C., and we're headed for New Orleans, Louisiana. Okay. A few people noticed that we were traveling through this here Virginia and this here North Carolina. However, Albert Bigelow, myself, and another are viciously attacked.
Oh no, that is so terrible. That must have really been scarring and very discouraging.
As frustrating as it was, I was not allowed myself to be discouraged. I will not stop. I hope that the Freedom Riders will bring attention to this here segregation of the buses. It will cause them to desegregate. I can't give up.
How wonderful! You also did some work with SNCC or SNCC. Could you tell us about that, please?
Sure. I work at SNCC in the Southern Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. It was founded in April 1960 at Shaw University. In fact, Ella Baker herself founded it. Besides helping with Freedom Rides, SNCC organized many sit-ins.
And what happens at these sit-ins?
Usually, students in black and white will go to the white-only lunch counters. They will sit peacefully and demand service. It has shown to be very effective.
So, who else helps lead SNCC?
Well, Stokely Carmichael is very important, along with others such as Julia Bond and Bernardo Lafayette.
So what else does SNCC do?
Well, you see, we Freedom Summer. We do all we can to fight those Jim Crow laws. We originally only organized sit-ins, you know. We do much more now. We have established Freedom Schools. We organize these voter registration drives. We also have voting blacks who sometimes lose their jobs just voting.
That's terrible. So, does SNCC do any work for gender equality?
Yeah, we do all these types of equality. We hire female workers, and we also do some equality as male workers, and we also do these. Yes, we stand for all types of equality. We hire female workers just as equally as male workers, you know. And all these workers get a weekly of $10 salary.
Wow, John. What noble causes you, the Freedom Rides, and SNCC have. Well, folks, this has been Melanie Martinez here with John Lewis. Goodbye, John, and goodbye, America.
Hello again, and welcome to another event in History Here and Now. I'm currently sitting at the Memorial Park where an iconic figure was buried last weekend. Ella Baker was buried at the Flushing Cemetery in Queens County, New York, USA. She was 83 years old when she died, and she died of natural causes. She died on December 13th, 1986, which was exactly her birthday. She was a wonderful person in the community, and she performed marvelous deeds for the Black community, including creating several organizations. We will all miss you, Ella Baker.